大家好，我是 Grange Chung. I'm the Liberal candidate for Reid. I was born in Sydney, but I initially grew up in Hong Kong, Singapore and Malaysia. I continued my youth here in Sydney. I went to join the Australian Defence Force, the Navy, and went to the Australian Defence Force Academy. Part of the reason I did that was because I wanted to give back to this country for the opportunities given to my family and I wanted to serve. I studied electrical engineering at the Defence Academy, and then I went on to serve for 10 years initially in the Royal Australian Navy. Then I went and became a pilot in the Singapore Airlines group, and I flew the 777, 747 and the 787. But I wanted to return back to the service of the community and my country, so I rejoined the Navy, and then I pursued my current career, my ambitions here as a budding politician in Sydney.
How did you realize that your real ambition is in politics?
It's more a desire to serve, necessarily than an ambition. I think I'd always had this from when I was a young boy, and that's part of the reason why I joined the Navy in the first place. Then when I was flying, this became more pronounced, and I wanted to give back to the community. And the actual turning point was a flight to Europe when my first officer said to me, I can really see myself doing this for the next 20 years. And I turned around and said, I can't. I really want to get back to serving the community. And that was the decision point.
Is this your first year to really get into politics?
No, I've been a member of the Liberal Party since 1999. Okay, I've been involved in a number of elections. I even took leave. I used to take leave to participate in campaigns, but it's the first time I've run for any elected position.
Why you decided to run?
So obviously I had to leave Singapore Airlines and be here. But the desire to run and where I'm running is because, like I said, I'd had this desire to return to service to the community. And the electorate of Reid is where I live. I bought my home in 1996, and it's been my base in Australia since that point of time. It's a community which I really like. It's a very diverse community by every sense of the word, both culturally, socioeconomically, and in terms of the businesses that are here. And I think with my mixed background, both professionally and culturally, it's very well suited to this area.
What do you think residents in Reid care about the most right now?
So their main concern is the cost of living. Okay, their local concern is the lack of infrastructure and the lack of development. No funding has been allocated to upkeeping things like parks. Okay, one of our suburbs, its only park is closed. So their lives and livelihoods are not being improved. They're not asking for much, they're asking for simple things like amenities. And what I mean by that is they want toilets at parks, okay? They want them to be clean. They want them to be accessible and user-friendly to females. These are not big requests, these are very simple things which have not been addressed. And this is what we are addressing. And someone said to me the other day, these are not very visionary. I said, but this is what the people here want. And this is what I'm going to do. What I will want to do, like I said, is deliver these tangible infrastructure elements for the local people here. That includes upgrading and increasing certain roads to reduce congestion, to make them safer. We've already announced we're going to put an urgent care clinic in Strathfield. Okay? And it's a mini hospital so that families in the middle of the night, they can get there and they can have all elements of their family checked and looked after. It's going to be bulk billed. And this will also take off the load of Concord Hospital, which is the other major medical facility in Reid. I've announced these, and we're going to do it. And that's because this is what people both need and want. I'm a morally based pragmatist. Okay, I have a core set of values which determine what I think is appropriate, but I'm also very much a very practical person. I listen to what people want and I think about how things can be done. This comes from my engineering background, but the military elements of me means that I like to get things done. So I am focused on delivering things which are practical and reasonable. So for 6 months I've been across Reid. Okay, whether that be door knocking, whether that be visiting shopping centres, whether that be what we call listening posts, inviting people to come and talk to me. And the reason I've been doing that is I am a person that likes to talk to people, explain things to people. I also like people to come and talk to me about their issues and to challenge me on my solutions. So that's very much in my nature, and that's, to me, That's called politicking. It's what a representative should be doing. A representative should always be contactable, okay, and should always be proactive in trying to engage with the community and find out what the community needs. And this is a fundamental belief of mine in terms of what sort of politician, what sort of representative I will be.
Do you think you are anti-migration?
No, I don't think Australia is anti-migration. We are 46% of Australians have one or more parents born overseas. Both my parents were born overseas. What we as a Liberal Party is talking about is sustainable migration. And what we're talking about is ensuring that the schools, roads and hospitals that migrants and existing Australian citizens need are available. We also need to change some of the target and make sure that the people migrating to this country actually feel our needs. Okay, so we're talking a range of things. We need engineers. We need aged care nurses. We need skilled tradies, for want of a better term. We have seen the number of apprentices decline by 80,000 under this government. We're already 90,000 tradies short. We're not producing enough engineers and what they call STEM educated people. So this is going to be the target of our migration now and in the future.
记得点赞关注哦。